just went with the boys. I was planning to do some s'mores in the morning, and we did. And then when we got home, on the way home, I found out that people were worried about us and we were missing.
You know what? I got to go to Debra Opri on this. You've covered so many of these high-profile cases. Why is nothing going on with this case? It appears to have reached a dead end.
Jane, you and I have had many conversations. I always admire you because you never have a rush to judgment. You don't go on television and convict people. Hey. What we have here is a man who went on a camping trip in god-awful weather on a winter night or sometime in December. The wife came up missing the next day, and this is all circumstantial evidence. There's not a body, but with Drew Peterson, there wasn't a body either. So all I can tell you is continue to amass the information and the facts. He doesn't appear to be the brightest light bulb in the pack, and something will crack. I mean, he's the father of that woman's children, so I'm curious to see what the police are doing at this point in time.
Now, here's my big issue. This guy clearly has a scarlet letter on him. So now he's passing on that dubious distinction to his poor kids. He could have let his son slip into school quietly without making a fuss, but no, he has to go and try to join the PTA.
This is a grandiose move. This is just a guy who says, hey, it's all about me. Gee, I wonder how come it's all about him all of a sudden. Maybe
no, it's
that's
a perfect father routine.
Too.
Yeah, right. I mean, he joins the PTA to be a good father, you know, and he's not living anywhere where the woman would be coming back to. You know, my gut instinct when I heard about this case was, it doesn't make sense. If your wife has gone missing, wouldn't it be sensible to stay where you are for when and if she shows up, unless you know what happened?
All right, I got to bring in Giovanna Owens. One outraged parent says he will do whatever it takes to keep Josh away from his kids, and they're even starting a petition drive to try to keep him out of the PTA. We just learned that tonight here on Issues. Meantime, Josh's very own sister is saying she totally gets why these parents are completely freaked out about this latest move. Well, Debra Opri, you're the family law expert. Don't these grandparents have some legal rights to see their grandkids?
Yes, they do. In California, it's the Troxel law. The grandparents have certain rights, especially if the daughter is gone, dead, missing. It occurred to me on the break, Jane, that it is, in my opinion as a family law attorney, very easy for someone, a family member, blood relative, to get child services involved and to get a psych evaluation, get a minor's counsel attached to this child, and to proceed in a court hearing for custody and visitation rights for the grandparents. And that evaluator will in all likelihood order a psych testing of him. And maybe the Pandora's box will open, and maybe
they'll find out he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Josh's sister and his own flesh and blood say she understands why PTA parents are creeped out by her brother. I know we have another caller on the phone, ma'am. I forgot your name. My apologies. What's your question or thought, quickly?
My name's Rebecca. I was wondering if they did a lie detector test on him.
Oh, good question. Mike Brooks?
I don't believe they did. I don't believe that he submitted to a lie detector test, and that's part of the things that law enforcement is saying, that basically he has not been cooperating with them from the very beginning.
I gotta wonder
why. But that is voluntary. That is voluntary.
It is, but it's a great investigative tool. You always have to ask.
But it's not admissible in evidence anyway.
But it's a great investigative tool, period.
We're staying on top of this one. Thank you. Fantastic panel. Well, turning now to salacious, jaw-dropping allegations against Britney Spears. Oh, my gosh. Her former bodyguard, Fernando Flores, suing her for sexual harassment. Yes, he's suing her. We all remember a couple years ago, Britney's erratic behavior got a lot more publicity than her career. Who could forget when she marched into a California hair salon and shaved her head? That was the start of what many people called her downward spiral. The following year, paramedics wheeled her out of her home on a gurney. She was taken to the hospital, put on an involuntary medical hold, and obviously she's had mental issues in the past, and her dad still has a conservatorship over her affairs. So, Debra Opri, does that give any credence to this lawsuit?
As the family law expert on your panel, Jane, I would look at the children, and I would look at what's in the lawsuit concerning the children, because guess what this lawsuit is going to do? It's going to trigger a Department of Child and Family Services investigation again. And if this lawsuit has any legs, the legs is going to come from the allegations involving what she did in front of the children. I feel for her. Jim is right. It is a target situation. When did he go through this? How long did he wait to file the lawsuit? And what's going on with any investigation into his allegations prior to filing a lawsuit? I'd be very concerned about her situation with the children because of this lawsuit.